Our next presentation is the Leadership Oklahoma Distinguished Graduate Award, which honors an outstanding graduate whose leadership activities exemplify the highest standards and have achieved results of statewide significance. To present this year's award winner is Becky J. Frank, Chairman and CEO and Managing Partner of Turnbo Frank, and a member of LOK Class 12. Please help me welcome to the stage Becky Frank.
What a pleasure it is to be here with all of our Leadership Oklahoma friends tonight. And I'm particularly happy to be here to talk about my good friend Steve Turnbo, and just want to be able to give you just a few highlights of his many accomplishments and contributions to our state over the years. I'm proud to say that Steve has been with Turnbo Frank for 35 years, and he still serves as our chairman emeritus. And I have to tell you, when you get a crisis call from a client, Steve is the first one to pick up that public relations banner and run out the door into the fire. He just loves a good crisis. So he's your guy, I'm telling you. He's fearless. He's really dedicated his life to serving our state and the people around him with a real commitment to integrity, community involvement, and activism. And I recall when I first met him, around the time I first met him and was working with him, I came across this list. It was a multi-page list, and it was in chronological order of all the charities that he had been involved in. This is just, Steve is an organization fiend, so it wasn't unusual to have a list like that, but he just has such a heart for serving the community and the state, and so was very inspired by that. He's left a legacy of leadership and contributions throughout the state, for which he's been recognized by his peers along the way. And just a few of them include by the Public Relations Society of America. He was received the Professional of the Year Award. He was inducted into their College of Fellows and received their highest public service award. The Tulsa Advertising Federation gave him their Silver Addy recognition, and the Tulsa Press Club honored him as a headliner in 2011. His civic achievements include serving as a past chair of the State Chamber of Oklahoma and the Tulsa Regional Chamber, and he still serves on the Oklahoma Hall of Fame board. His passion for human relations is evident in his 31 years of volunteer service for the Oklahoma Center for Community and Justice, and he is president of the Will Rogers Memorial Foundation and serves on the Oklahoma Judicial Nominating Commission. He serves as an emeritus member of the University of Tulsa Trustees and has been inducted into their College of Business Hall of Fame, has received their Tulsa Distinguished Alumni Award. And just a little secret, just in terms, there may be a couple of you that know this, but his love for TU is so deep that when in Hawaii a few years ago, I hear some giggles, he went one morning completely sober and got a TU tattoo on one shoulder. Fortunately, Norma was with him, and his love for Norma is much deeper than that of TU, so he had tattooed Norma on the other shoulder. So he really loves you, Norma. Yes. Steve is one of the most extraordinary people you could ever know. They just really don't come any better. He's the kind of friend who will stick with you to the end. And even for members of our state who have made some choices that weren't the best and whose reputations have been tarnished, Steve is one of those people that will stick with you to the end. He will be your friend and be there to help you out and support you. His passion for our state and knowledge of its history and current events inspire me. And it starts every morning at about 5 a.m. when he goes out on his front porch to pick up that ink on your fingers copy of the Tulsa World, none of that iPad stuff. He wants the real deal there. And he reads that paper word for word, cover to cover, every article, column, weather report, and yes, the obituaries. So he always knows what's going on in Tulsa. He's your guy if you want to know what's happening. There's no better storyteller. He can keep you on the edge of your seat, intrigued and in stitches for hours. Jack and I are always entertained by him. His recall is nothing short of miraculous on everything, including every TU game and player, dating back to when he was the sports information director, and I don't know what years that was, Steve, but he remembers all of that. He is rooted in his commitment to inclusion and diversity, and he's done that for decades before it was even a popular topic. He's exceptional, brilliant, lovely, and loyal. And it's so fitting that he is being recognized by Leadership Oklahoma, because I know there are so many of us in this room that were inspired to participate in Leadership Oklahoma, because he hounded us to get our applications in by that deadline. And so many of us are here, Steve, as a result of you. You were part of Class 4, you're a former board member, and we're so glad that you're being recognized this evening. So if you'll join me, we're going to watch a little video and learn more about how Steve got started and how Leadership Oklahoma found him. Please help me welcome my friend and Leadership Oklahoma's 2017 Distinguished Graduate Award recipient, Steve Turnbo.
Sure that Russell didn't take my script when he was up here. Good evening. Well, thank you, Becky, for those incredible words, and I want to congratulate Russell, Tom, the OARB, a great organization, two great individuals. I've had the pleasure of knowing both Russell and Tom for many, many years. And thank you, Leadership Oklahoma, for this surprising and incredible honor. I want to take a moment to introduce you to someone that I met 38 years ago on a blind date, and remember that evening as though it were yesterday. She had charm, she had beauty, and she still has that today, my wife, Norma. And what Becky said is true. I did take 6 weeks off, and it was about actually 3 days. She said, "You are going back to the office sometime, aren't you?" I tend to micromanage. I recently reviewed the LOK directory, which was enjoyable, and I can't believe 30 years and 1,500 graduates. That's a remarkable accomplishment for the organization, and Sue Ann Hyde was our executive director the year I was in Class 4. And it was just an incredible 9 months, including the retreat. And it's true, Dewey Bartlett called me one day and said, "I want you to do it." I didn't do it. And he showed up one day and sat down and said, "Okay, fill it out." I did, and luckily I got in. So, but that weekend retreat at St. Crispin's was all I needed to, I finally go, okay, I get this. And I knew then that there was something special going on with this organization known as Leadership Oklahoma. I also recently read a piece by Lord Alton of Liverpool, and he wrote the following: "One of our greatest paradoxes is that we have bigger houses, yet smaller families, more degrees, but less sense, more universities, but less learning, more knowledge, but less judgment." Alton said that we talk too much, we love too little, and we hate too often. Were he here with us tonight, I think he would know that we have progressed as a society. In fact, I'm sure of it. I believe that because of leadership and people who spend their time giving and less time getting. And to quote from the video, Churchill did say, "We make a life by what we get, a living by what we get, a life by what we give." And it's essential to give back. One of my heroes was Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou said, "People will forget what you said, they will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel." And I believe that to be true. And I think Leadership Oklahoma and a number of organizations in this great state spend a lot of time trying to make people feel good, because that's what matters. Thank you all very much.